29 Valpo students were arrested Saturday evening for underage drinking.
And the Polar Plunge happened this weekend with over 200 plungers turning up for the fundraiser.
We've seen mixed precipitation today. Cold temperatures are on the way. Stay tuned to see when those snow chances will pop up.
We have that and a lot more. This edition of 15 News at 5 starts right now.
Thank you for joining us on 15 News at 5. I'm Blake Harms.
And
Saturday night at around 11:30 p.m., officers received an anonymous tip to 411 regarding a college-age drinking party at the 2300 block of Allen Drive in Valparaiso. Upon the officers' arrival, they heard loud noises and music and checked the residents out, as well as the surrounding residences. Officers entered the residence where the owner of the residence let the officers in. Some of the individuals involved started fleeing the scene, which then led to an arrest of 29 Valparaiso University students for underage drinking, 21 of which were athletes.
The Polar Plunge happened this past Saturday. We sent reporter Natalie Vernon to see if anyone got cold feet.
Hi, my name's Sam. I'm with my team, Phi Sigma Kappa. We're coming out to Polar Plunge today, hoping to make this our event, take it over. Really excited to be here. We've been trying to make this happen for a while at National Philanthropy Special Olympics, and so we're really happy just to come here and support Special Olympics Indiana.
Another plunge, another year. Valpo did it again. They stepped up to the plate. Our Greeks had more team members, more money raised than ever before. Our football team, amazing. The entire team coaches it off plunge. I can't wait to see next year. All the students, all the different athletes, all the staff and faculty really did an outstanding job. The preliminary count, we had over 201 plungers. We're right about 44,000. When it's all said and done and all the pledges come in, we should break 50,000 each.
Our team is Team Nick. Nicholas is my son. He has Down syndrome. This is a good cause, Special Olympics, and all my neighbors here really came through for us this year. And really proud of them all, especially all the plungers here. Really would thank you guys. You guys really amazed us with all the money you guys came through with.
The search for Valpo's next president has been narrowed down to 3 candidates. Students will be able to meet with the candidates to ask questions. The first candidate was here Monday, February 17th in the VUCA Theater at 3 p.m. The next candidate will be here February 19th in the VUCA Theater at 3 p.m. And the third candidate will be here February 24th at 3 p.m. also in the VUCA Theater. The search committee will select 2 candidates to advance on to the next round of interviewing, where they will participate in more extensive on-campus interviews with a broad range of Valpo constituents. These interviews are expected to occur in late February.
Valparaiso University is considering a proposal to reduce the current 5-day final exam schedule. The new 4-day exam proposal arose from a formal review of the academic calendar. Reviewers described the abbreviated schedule as more accommodating to commuter students. Furthermore, the shortened schedule would allow faculty more time to grade exams and final projects before end-of-term grades are due. When the proposal was presented to the Faculty Senate, a split vote emerged. However, Student Senate approved the measure with a resounding 23-0 to 1 vote. Given the overwhelming support of the Student Senate, the Office of the Provost recommended a 2-year pilot of the new 4-day schedule. The alerted schedule will begin this fall semester of 2020.
Well, last Tuesday, Student Senate held a forum to discuss the residence hall's visitation policy and dining services. During the visitation forum, one of the main points brought up was that the policy was not inclusive. Those who identify as non-binary and transgender were being left out or hurt by this policy. The Dining Services Forum also had some interesting discussion points brought up, including the quality of food, contamination, and the meal plan.
Well, this week's poll is out. What is your favorite breakfast food? Is it cereal, eggs, pancakes or waffles, or toast? Head on over to our Twitter page after the broadcast to cast your vote. Well, we have 15 Weather's Heather Bricka in the studio today to tell us about our upcoming weather. So Heather, will we see a warm up in our temperatures soon?
You know, I could really go for some waffles right now, but we have seen some mixed precipitation today throughout the day. We've seen sleet, some mixed rain, and some snow. Those cold temperatures are going to continue on the rest of the week, and there are some snow chances for the rest of this week. Currently in Valparaiso, right now it's 34 degrees, 13 miles per hour, which is causing that snow to be more like rain, which we can see right on the radar right here. That rain is really just right in our area. Most of the snow is east and northeast into Michigan and even up in Wisconsin. Current temperatures around the area, 36 in Gary, 35 in Chicago, and 35 in Romeoville. Now our 24-hour temperature change hasn't really been that substantial the rest of the day, but we have seen some cooler temperatures in Lansing, Romeoville, and -5 in Chicago O'Hare area. Our future radar, we really can't see a whole lot going on. These clouds will remain from Tuesday on to Wednesday, which will increase those chances of rain and even snow. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Heather. The SOAP project in Central Ohio was hard at work this week.
And a miniature therapy horse took its first plane ride. Stick with us.
Spark a new idea. Spark a desire to learn. Spark a passion for exploring the field of STEM as we go beyond the final frontier and explore the latest in virtual reality and artificial intelligence. We will play with robots and maybe make a mess or two. For the show keeping you up to date on everything in the world of science, technology, and innovation, join us Friday evenings at 7 p.m. on VUTV Channel 15 or online at valpovutv.org/sparked.
Volunteers in Central Ohio are working hard to distribute soap bars to hotels in the area before the Arnold Sports Festival. Their goal, to help stop sex trafficking. Ronnie Dunigan reports.
A unique outreach program in Columbus Saturday. Volunteers wrapping, packing, and delivering bars of soap to nearly 150 hotels in and around Columbus. It's called the SOAP Project, Save Our Adolescents from Prostitution, an effort to fight sex trafficking among kids.
As a woman, I think women are more aware of the vulnerabilities, especially with sexual human trafficking, of other women and girls. The statistics are staggering.
Each bar of soap labeled with the National Human Trafficking Hotline number and the pictures of missing kids. Those here donating their time and money to the effort. Organizers stressing that Ohio is one of the top states for sex trafficking in the U.S. Program Director Teresa Flores, a survivor herself.
I was trafficked when I was 15 years old in high school for 2 years. And after I was lucky enough to escape it, I still didn't know that I was a survivor of human trafficking.
The idea behind the project, to reach out to visitors and hotel guests at places where youngsters could be victims.
When we do soap outreaches, we go to every hotel. We're going to 157 hotels today, from everything from the little motel on Broad Street, to the Hilton downtown at Nationwide. So we go to everyone because this is happening in every single hotel.
Volunteers hoping their efforts will be the beginning of change to a serious issue impacting countless children across the state.
Well, a miniature horse that works as a therapy animal recently took a flight so he could help others. Her handler says it was no small thing to accomplish. Aaron Parsagan reports.
It's not every day you see a horse on a plane, let alone in first class, but Fred the mini service horse went wheels up with a purpose.
This was our first trip via an airplane. Fred has traveled several thousands of miles in my vehicle, but it was our first time in the air.
Ronica Froese has trained Fred to be a therapy and a service horse. He lives in her house, is housebroken, and is more well-trained than most dogs.
This is his litter box. Get in there. I've spent a year of my life training this horse extensively for what he has, and I was totally prepared for everything.
Froese put months of work preparing for Fred's trip, which included 2 flights each way.
We left in the afternoon. We flew from Grand Rapids and we connected in Dallas, and then we went to Ontario, California. I purchased 2 first-class seats in bulkhead seating. I paid an arm and a leg for our tickets. But I did that so it was Fred's first time. I wanted him to be comfortable. I wanted him the most room.
And it paid off. Other than the expected gawking, the trip went without a hitch.
The experience was way better than I actually had anticipated.
Ronica wants people to see how well the trip went, especially with talks of stricter regulations from the Department of Transportation on which species of animals can fly.
It is out of control. It's a very abused process. There are a lot of untrained service animals on the plane that are not trained. It's definitely an abused system. But the sad part is what the DOT is looking at doing is they're looking at excluding me as a handler from taking my horse on the plane.
She's hoping they reverse course so Fred's first air travel experience won't be his last.
Well, if you would like to follow Fred's adventures, head to Facebook and search for Fred Mini Service Horse.
Well, Valentine's Day, dogs, what better to celebrate your wedding day than with dogs? Thanks to organizations like the Santa Jens Humane Society, newlyweds in Santa Barbara did just that.
Today's Valentine's Day. It's, a whole day about love, and what's better to love than something that loves you unconditionally.
There was quite a bit of puppy love taking place at the Santa Barbara County Courthouse on this Valentine's Day.
We're offering these dogs to be in the wedding parties and be photographed with all the wedding pictures that are going to happen today.
The Santa Ynez Valley Humane Society and DAWG Dog, the Dog Adoption and Welfare Group, brought some of their adoptable dogs out to be part of what is a very busy wedding day at the courthouse lawn.
It gives them the opportunity for people that may not come to our shelter to be able to see these guys. So, and Shauna here might actually be finding a forever home, which is amazing.
It's a beautiful day out, we're on this nice grass and the dogs are having fun, and anything that we can do to get these dogs exposure is really great.
Some were dressed for the part.
Right now, some of our dogs are just wearing Adopt Me vests. We want everyone to know that they're up for adoption. And I see one of the puppies over there is wearing a little tuxedo, which I think is very fitting for a ring bearer.
That's Chance. He was also inside making the rounds as the loving couples finalized their paperwork and got ready to take their vows. One couple couldn't resist at least talking about adoption as one of their first big decisions.
It would be our second because we have a dog. We have another one.
I think it's a good program. If someone just spontaneously want to get a dog now, so we might adopt Chance.
The dogs were also interacting with passersby and county workers on a break as part of a Friday afternoon stress reliever, and also providing an array of love on this special day.
Well, coming up after the break, Heather Bricko will have your full forecast.
And we'll take a look at this week's past Crusader sports. Stick with us.
In a world where entertainment is at risk, one man is given a mission, but he is about to face his biggest challenge yet. He will race against the clock and open doors to new possibilities that will save weekends as we know it.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for free movies.
Oh, I'll help you with that. Just go to movies.valpo.edu. They have all the best movies, including The Hobbit and 22 Jump Street.
Whoa, it's that easy?
It's that easy. Grab some popcorn, grab some buddies, and watch movies.valpo.edu's great selection.
Now we've seen these temperatures in the mid to upper 30s around the greater northern Indiana regions and up into the Chicago region of Illinois. But as for the radar, is looking a lot different than we saw this morning. We're seeing that rain, snow, sleet mix right here moving towards South Bend. We're we're seeing the remnants of that rain right here. The rest of the week is going to look quite similar to that. Zooming out, the rest of the United States is experiencing some weather, a lot of snow in the upper regions of the Great Lakes and some snow in Minneapolis. Now wind speeds currently we're sitting at around 12 to 13 miles an hour, 14 up in Grand Rapids and 8 in Rockford. Now the day planner for our Monday, the rest of this evening, we're going to see those rain showers continue. We're going to warm up to about 38 degrees by 8 p.m. 10 p.m. we're still going to see those rain snow shower mix. And then by 10 p.m. we're going to drop back down to about 31, making those roads pretty messy out there. Now the future radar, we do see that cloud cover stick around Monday and into Tuesday. Rest of Wednesday, we're going to see those rain chances really increase, but we're really not going to see a whole lot of rain around here. See, really that rain chance is really just going to happen in about Tuesday at 8 p.m. But really what we're concerned about are those cold temperatures and the rain-snow mix at the end of next week and into the weekend.
All right, yeah, not a too bad of a forecast, at least for once we get past this little rain-snow event overnight tonight.
Yeah, because it started off as snow, and then it went to rain, and then went to ice, and then went to rain, then it went back to snow, and I don't know what Mother Nature was thinking about today, but it looks like it's going to be good for the next couple days following this. So.
Right, yeah. It was a little interesting this morning seeing the sleet and then the grapple and then it going back to snow. It's very interesting.
I actually felt like I was getting hit by legit ice.
I know, it really hurt actually.
Yeah.
Beautiful Northwest Indiana weather. Well, thank you, Heather. After the break, we'll have a recap of this past week's Crusaders sports.
Well, I think that's all we need. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll be in touch.
Okay. This is it. Just shake his hand and walk out with your head held high. Don't mess this up.
Thank you. Nailed it.
Don't let a bad handshake get in the way of getting the job you want. Find out more at the Career Center.
This week in Valpo sports, men basketball had 2 games this week. First, starting with a matchup at home against Southern Illinois. The Crusaders set the program record for lowest points allowed in a game since the advent of the shot clock and went on to win 55-38, led by Ben Creaky with 15 points. Then on Saturday, Valpo was at Illinois State. Down by 17 at one point, the Crusaders were able to stage a comeback, led by Javon Freeman Liberty with 25 points to beat Illinois State 65-62. Women's basketball started off the week Friday at Bradley, where the Crusaders were outmatched and lost 90-69. Valpo looked to rebound from the loss on Sunday at Illinois State. Led by Addison Stoller with 25 points, the Crusaders were able to win a 78-70 score. Men's golf was in action this week at the William & Mary Invitational at Savannah Harbor. By having a great second round to come into first headed into the last day, the Crusaders were able to hold on to the lead and earn themselves the win by 2 shots. Known as the Great American Race, the Daytona 500 was scheduled to happen on Sunday with an appearance by President Donald Trump as the Grand Marshal. Everyone was ready to get the race started. However, rain pushed into the area and caused a postponement of the race to Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And currently, right now, the race is going on. We have some stats for you. So we have Chase Elliott winning Stage 1 and Hamlin winning Stage 2.
Top 5 looks like we got Kozlowski, Logano, Almirola, Blaney, and Reddick with just over 50 laps to go. Or under less than that now.
Yeah, under less than that. And I have a feeling things are about to get really crazy because as you can see, the field is really shuffling right now. So we'll have to see how that ends.
Sounds good. All right, thanks, Nick. After the break, Heather will have a final look at your weather.
Knock, knock.
Hi, Blake.
Well, hey there, Sophie. Why the long face?
There's nothing good on.
Well, have you tried movies.valpo.edu?
Movies.valpo.edu?
It's free, and you can stream hundreds of your favorite movies like Baby Driver and A Star is Born.
Thanks, Blake. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Wait a second. I knew I was sitting on something.
Well, the rest of this week is looking pretty decent from what we've seen the past few days here in northern Indiana. No real chance of snow in the forecast until we hit Saturday and Sunday, where if the temperatures drop low enough below freezing, we will see some snow.
Well, not a bad looking work week, though.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We're going to see some more sun, which is greatly needed.
That is greatly needed. Melt all this snow, and then maybe we'll get spring back into fruition. But thanks, Heather. I have a question for you. This one came in from a viewer. Was the groundhog lying when it said that spring was coming? I know you're just talking about your forecast, so
Right.
Was the groundhog lying?
I don't think he was lying. I think this is kind of average spring-like temperatures for us here, at least in northern Indiana, and we're really seeing spring temperatures in the higher 40s the rest of this week.
We just did get snow, so
Yes.
a lot of people were complaining about that because we haven't seen any
But
snow.
that is typical for northern Indiana in February. People need to remember that.
Well, in that sense, he's right. I do think he's lying. I think we've had too easy of a winter. I think something else is coming, but
I don't. I think he's lying actually as well. Yeah, winter. I think there's gonna be one final push for winter.
March
so.
is not going to be kind to us.
No, March will not be
Yeah,
kind.
I don't have a
but
good
that's why
feeling
spring
about
break
that
is
either.
coming, and
Yeah.
I'm getting out of here.
There you
2
go.
weeks.
Well,
In
if
just a
you
week.
have a question for us, send it out our way on Facebook or Twitter, and we might just answer it. You can send screenshots of forums, questions you've been asked, or questions that you have yourself. From all of us at VUTV, thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next Monday at 15 News at 5.